A teenager faces serious charges.
AI can recreate almost anything, good or bad.
Allegations that AI was used to create sexualized images of high school girls. A young man stabbed to death.
Our justice system is an absolute joke.
And the man who did it is sentenced to house arrest.
God gave us this home.
And the stars of The Abandons on shooting the Netflix series in Alberta.
It was just so exquisitely beautiful.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. A Calgary teenager has been charged with using artificial intelligence to create child sex abuse and exploitation material. Tim Brook joins us with details. And Tim, officers say these charges are extremely serious.
Yes, Ian. Police say that 17-year-old student used AI tech to sexualize images of several different girls from different high schools right across our city. Now, when officers received reports that some of those images were being shared online, a search warrant was executed last month. 2 cell phones, a tablet, and a laptop were all seized. The teen is now facing charges for making, possessing, and distributing child sexual abuse and exploitation materials, along with criminal harassment.
This is not a joke. It's not a prank. This is the most extreme form of bullying and a criminal offense. We will take steps to stop this behavior. AI can recreate almost anything, good or bad. And the caveat we always use is not necessarily bad platforms, not bad software. It's bad behavior utilizing those platforms and software.
Now, police aren't naming any of the high schools involved in this specific case because they don't want to be able to identify any of the victims here. Ian, as for the accused, well, he's already appeared once in court and he's scheduled to do so again on January 8th.
Tim, thanks very much. The man who stabbed a Pritis man to death in Banff 3 years ago will not serve any time in jail. 23-year-old John Sproul from Lake Country, BC, was sentenced to 2 years to be served in the community under house arrest, followed by 2 years probation. In September of 2022, Sproul asked Ryden Brogdon for a cigarette outside a Banff nightclub, and a violent fight broke out. Sproul was charged with second-degree murder, but a jury found him guilty of the lesser charge of manslaughter. Today, the judge said this was a case of self-defense that went too far.
He has to live with the fact for the rest of his life that he took another young man's life. That's not something you can get over. And as, again, Justice Price said, there's nothing any sentence can do to get over the fact that he took another young man's life. So it's something he's going to be living with for the rest of his life.
Some members of the victim's family walked out of the courtroom visibly upset in the middle of sentencing. Sproul will serve his conditional sentence in Kelowna. A man has been charged following Sunday's carjacking in the southeast community of Walden. Police say the suspect, wearing a ski mask, jumped into an SUV and nearly hit a grandfather as he drove away. A few moments later, that vehicle smashed into a power pole. Skylar Beaverbones is now facing a long list of charges. The 26-year-old is scheduled to appear in court next week. The Premier now appears to be amongst the UCP MLAs facing recall petitions. Elections Alberta hasn't updated its website yet, but documents sent to CTV News suggest a campaign has been approved. It was submitted by a Brooks Medicine Hat resident who argues the Premier has no meaningful connection to the community. The province believes Albertans are not adhering to the spirit of the recall legislation. Elections Alberta says it approves petitions based on the criteria in the legislation written by the province. The Justice Minister says while the province is considering changes, none will happen during this session. Another CEO is gone from Alberta Health Services. AHS says Andre Tremblay is on leave, but won't reveal why. Tremblay was appointed CEO following the firing of Athena Mensalopoulos. He also acted as official administrator when the AHS board was fired. The province says Aaron O'Neill will assume Tremblay's roles on an interim basis. Calgarians will be paying 1.6% more in property taxes next year. The final budget decision for 2026 comes after a marathon meeting at City Hall. Jordan Canagan has more on this. And Jordan, how did Council arrive at that number?
Well, Ian, they certainly didn't arrive at it very quickly. More than 130 public speakers, 38 proposed amendments over the course of 8 days, but they have finally arrived at a budget for next year. And homes and businesses will be paying more in property tax in 2026, but it's not nearly as much as what was on the table before they started this process early last week. And the way in which they brought down that proposed property tax increase is by canceling the planned tax shift and dipping into reserves to significantly bring down property taxes that were set to reach as high as 5.8% for single-family homes. Instead, what was approved is a 1.64% increase on both the residential and non-residential side. It'll mean a monthly increase of $4.50 per month for the typical home next year. More money will go towards police, fire, transit, and pedestrian safety improvements. Officials committing tens of millions of dollars to the Northeast Athletic Complex and other recreation facilities. $9 million was also cut from the city's climate department.
It's very clear that this is a city council that has made tough decisions to be able to make the numbers work so that we can continue to invest in the right priorities while keeping life affordable for Calgarians, not just homeowners, but also business owners as well.
Now, after passing that budget, Council also approved sending letters to the province to try to advocate for the city's fine revenue from traffic fines to come back into the city. They also want the province to cover low-income transit passes. Now, assessments will be sent out in January. The province's education portion of the property tax will also be determined early next year. Ian?
Thank you, Jordan. An arts organization that helps disabled Calgarians achieve their creative dreams got a big shot in the arm today. TD Bank donated $1.5 million to fund arts programming at the agency over the next 3 years. The NAAC offers the disabled community a place to create visual and performing arts. Artists from NAAC have had their work shown in festivals around the world. The center's CEO says the donation will help disabled artists across Canada get the recognition they deserve.
We're able to connect our artists to paid facilitators and faculty, to connect them to different opportunities to showcase their work, the training costs, the ability for us to rent venues to actually showcase our artists' works. All that requires that investment.
City Council also unanimously approved a $300,000 cash injection to help NAAC cover cost overruns on renovations of the old Scout Hall along Memorial Drive. The new facility is on track to open in the summer of 2027. Danielle, I think a lot of Calgarians had snow to shovel this morning after it happened overnight.
Yeah, and there's more on the way for later this week, especially on Friday. Friday we'll get another decent snowfall that you'll have to shovel once again. So we're in it now, aren't we? At least the temperatures are mild. That makes the snow a little heavier, but you know, it's not frigid out there. -1 is the temperature right now at the airport. Winds are relatively calm. Your 24-hour forecast is brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Family-owned, community-driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. All right, for tomorrow, -6 in the morning to kick things off. This does come with a couple snowflakes possible. Even freezing rain is possible as well, so it may be a little slick out there. This shouldn't be heavy, and it shouldn't be significant. In the afternoon, a mix of sun and cloud, 4 degrees, but it will be gusty, 40-kilometer-per-hour gusts. Then we have to talk about the snowfall on Sunday, which will be more significant. Those details, Ian, are just ahead.
Thanks, Danielle. As fewer Canadians travel to the U.S. this year, more Americans made the trip north. Next, the local tourism industry enjoys an exceptional year. And later, filling the jobs that will be needed for Alberta's growing carbon capture and storage sector. Millions of people came to visit Calgary this year, and Tourism Calgary says next year's levels are expected to be even stronger. Officials say visitor spending, hotel occupancy, and incoming flights were all up between January and the end of September, compared with 2024. This year, the largest monthly increases in visitor spending were May at 8.8% and June at nearly 23%. New international flights from the U.S. also helped bring more visitors to Calgary.
40% of our visitor spend and visitation comes between June and September, and we saw a record month in May, and we saw a huge record month in June, and that was thanks to some marquee global events like G7 hosting the Rotary International Convention, and it really showed what Calgary is capable of.
In 2026, Calgary will host 19 major sports and cultural events. There will be 12 conventions, including January's leadership review for the Conservative Party of Canada. Okay, Danielle, we're all looking ahead to Friday, to the end of the week, but it could be a bit of a challenge perhaps on the roads then.
Yeah, normally Friday's pretty exciting. You're done your work week.
Yep.
You're looking forward to the weekend. You got a little shoveling in there.
Yeah, I sense a butt. There's a butt in there.
Yeah, the shoveling. That's the butt. All right, Skywatch weather camera. It's beautiful out there right now. It's pretty tame in the city. The winds are pretty calm. Temperatures are fairly mild for this time of year. We do have a bit of a wind chill, though, to talk about. So at this point in the city, it does feel more like -5 with the wind chill, and Claresholm feels more like -4. We only calculate wind chill when we dip below freezing. So just at the 0 for Pincher Creek, Lethbridge, feeling more like -8 in Medicine Hat with the wind chill. Okay, so temperatures are going to remain on the mild side thanks to these winds out of the west that will remain tomorrow as well. Will remain on the mild side for the next 2 days, but by Friday and Saturday, temperatures will be significantly cooler than what we've had for much of this week. 65 kilometers per hour, that was the max gust in Pincher Creek, and 56 for Lethbridge. So south of the city, certainly a bit gusty. We can expect it to continually be gusty even through tomorrow south of the city. 70 kilometer per hour gusts in Pincher Creek tomorrow, 60 for Lethbridge, 30 for Medicine Hat, but a lot quieter in Calgary for tomorrow as well. So it should be quiet for the morning, but then the gusts will pick up tomorrow afternoon. So we'll be a little windy in the afternoon hours. Here's one little pocket of snow that's tracking. We may catch a little bit of this in Calgary, a couple snowflakes for this evening. Small chance and very isolated, nothing significant. It is mainly tracking towards the Medicine Hat area and should die out as it gets there. That's wave number 1. We have a few waves to talk about. So let's move through, and for Thursday morning, so tomorrow morning we're looking at light isolated precipitation. So early in the morning, snowflakes, and then switching over to potentially freezing rain or even some raindrops mixed in. And that's up the QE2, that's east of the QE2, and we may see a little bit of this in Calgary for the morning hours tomorrow. And then tomorrow afternoon, we get a break, sun comes out, but Friday is when the real system rolls in. So overnight and through Friday morning, a light wave, but then we get into the heavier wave that rolls in later on Friday for the evening hours. So this should be fairly significant. Overall, we're looking at picking up about 2 to 4 centimeters Friday through this system. So just to give you an indication and an idea of what you can expect in your community, this is along the higher estimation by a couple of centimeters. But yes, some isolated areas in Calgary could get up to 6 centimeters, but most likely we're looking at 2 to 4 in the city for Friday. Tomorrow again, gusty in the afternoon, but that'll get us up to 4 degrees in the afternoon. And again, we may see some light mixed precipitation in the morning hours. -5 is our high for Friday. 2 to 4 centimeters is what's likely. And then we hold on to the cold as we go into the weekend. Saturday's high -8.
Thank you, Danielle. Film and TV crews in Alberta are accustomed to making westerns, and the newest one comes out tomorrow on Netflix. Still ahead, Gillian Anderson and Lena Headey tell us about shooting The Abandons in southern Alberta. Canada's biggest bank is among those releasing a strong quarterly report today. Joining me is Liana Wachniak, investment advisor with the Popwich-Carmeli Advisory Group. And Liana, today it was RBC and the National Bank that revealed their earnings.
That's right, and both of those earnings, as you mentioned, look quite strong. We saw a 29% year-over-year fourth quarter profit increase for the Royal Bank of Canada, 11% for the National Bank. Now, that was quite interesting when you broke down those numbers. For both banks, they saw strong gains in their capital markets and wealth management areas, basically on the strength of the markets overall this year, and more M&A activity and more deal-making on that front. Where we didn't see quite as strong in information was on the loan loss provision side. Both banks increasing their loan loss provisions, which means they're bracing for a few more Canadians to not be able to pay back those loans that they have outstanding with those banks.
Meantime, TELUS has put its dividend on hold.
That's right. And this one is quite interesting because when TELUS announced that they would be growing their dividend over time, there was a little bit of a backlash from some of the analyst community with the feeling that that was perhaps overly optimistic given the debt load of TELUS. Now, TELUS has put their dividend on pause. They are pausing basically the growth of that dividend, but it will remain at where it is right now. It's just over about 48 cents a share for the next little while. Now, this move was widely seen as positive by analysts, and we did see their share price up today on that news, but it has decreased about 14% year over year, basically just over concerns of TELUS's overall debt load.
Leanna, thanks for the update.
Thank you.
The University of Calgary is launching new training programs to build Canada's carbon capture workforce. The Schulich School of Engineering is launching a 16-month graduate certificate. Courses cover carbon capture, subsurface engineering, data science, and life cycle analysis. The first cohort of 56 students starts in January. Academic leaders say the timing of the program couldn't be better, given Alberta's pipeline deal with Ottawa. It includes a commitment to advance carbon capture, which will create demand for thousands of specialized workers.
I see this as our opportunity to contribute to developing the workforce that's going to be needed to implement things like pathways. There's going to need to be engineers in the province that have, that of course have the engineering skills, but also have the specific domain knowledge for carbon capture and storage, and I think that's what we're contributing here.
Pathways Alliance says it welcomes new training programs. It's also expected to address staff shortages for 85 carbon capture projects planned or proposed across Canada. Mount Royal University is celebrating a program that helps refugees and others get meaningful employment. Start Work is a partnership between MRU, the provincial government, and the North Pine Foundation. It provides an alternative to the Alberta Income Support Program. In November of 2024, 40 refugees left income support and received tailored support under Start Work to get job experience and begin developing a sustainable livelihood. The program is looking to expand from Calgary to Edmonton and Red Deer. A Calgary teenager is facing charges relating to AI-generated child sexual abuse material. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Ian, the high school student, is accused of using AI to sexualize photos of multiple teenage girls in Calgary. Coming up at 6, we'll have reaction from students, plus why a cybersecurity expert is calling this uncharted territory. Also ahead, a man will not serve any jail time after fatally stabbing a Pritis man outside a Banff bar. Coming up, we'll have reaction from a friend of the victim. Ian.
Thanks, Tara.
God gave us this home. And only God can take it away. I knew I was getting a sermon I would have worn my Sunday finery.
It could be must-see binge viewing over the holiday season. The Abandoned, shot in southern Alberta, begins streaming December 4th on Netflix. And joining me are the stars of The Abandoned, Lena Headey and Gillian Anderson. Thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Thank you for having us.
This is a Western shot in the 1850s. Why was southern Alberta the ideal place to shoot it?
Oh my gosh, those mountains, the mountains and the valleys and the river ranges and the, it was just so exquisitely beautiful. And it was a gift to have the experience of being there for weeks at a time, because it was really special. It made it really special.
A rarity to have a Western with two strong female leads. How much fun was that for the two of you?
It was such a deep pleasure to read something that has these two women of this age positioned where they are, where you would usually see men, and to get to work in beautiful Alberta every day, like Gillian said, and to work with a great cast and to go toe-to-toe with GA was wonderful.
Now, Gillian, you posted a number of Instagram videos while you were here. Let's take a look at one of them.
David, I just felt compelled to put on my cowboy hat since I'm shooting in Calgary and let you know how wonderful I think your podcast is.
Jillian, that cowboy hat looks absolutely wonderful on you. I want to know from both of you, what were your impressions of the Calgary Stampede?
Oh, wow. Yeah, yes. Absolutely loved it.
What a mad time. It was one of the best things I've ever experienced.
Never seen anything like it.
And to see my extended interview with Lena Headey and Gillian Anderson, visit ctvnewscalgary.ca. A blast of winter by the end of the week. Keep the snow shovel handy right now in Calgary. -1. Danielle has the details coming up. Of course, many people want lots of snow for Christmas, and we're getting closer. Looks like it will stick around for a bit, right?
I wonder how many people want the snow just falling nicely.
Yes.
You know, Christmas
just as,
morning.
Like decoration. It's a bit of decoration.
Yes. And how many people actually want, you know, a couple inches that built up on the roads? I'm not sure. Interesting. Anyway, -1 is the current temperature. Today's high was 0. Normal is 0. Hey, bang on today. For tomorrow, there is a small chance of getting any sort of mixed precipitation in the morning hours. And then in the afternoon, that clears out, but it will be gusty by that point with a high of 4. Snow on Friday, 2 to 4 centimeters. This was likely in cooler temperatures.
Thank you, Danielle. The Calgary Hitmen have a very ambitious goal for the upcoming teddy bear toss. The Hitmen promotions team was at the Core Shopping Centre today, offering people the chance to donate a virtual bear for $10 if they can't make the big game at the Saddle Dome on Sunday. Last year, fans tossed more than 22,000 stuffed animals onto the ice when the Hitmen scored their first goal. This year, the target is much higher, and the virtual donation option is new.
This is our 30th annual toss, so we're super excited. We're partnering with NMAX, so we're promoting our game. We're here to raise donations for teddy bears. We have a goal to raise 30,000 teddy bears this year, so big goal, but we're hoping that the community will come together, help us get that goal.
The bears will be distributed to more than 65 charities, including the Alberta Children's Hospital. To donate in advance, go to hitmenhockey.com. The Teddy Bear Toss game is Sunday at 4 versus the Wenatchee Wild. Thanks for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.